First up on the show, well, tensions over the ethnic violence in the northeastern state of Manipur have now spilled over to Parliament. Reports suggest that the opposition is even mulling a no-confidence vote against the government amid repeated disruptions in both houses of Parliament. Now, Parliament's lower house, the Lok Sabha, and the upper house, the Rajya Sabha, saw leaders across party lines raising the issue of violence in Manipur. Pointed remarks were also exchanged between the ruling and the opposition alliance over comments made by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi took a dig at the 26 opposition parties who have named their alliance India, an acronym for Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance. He said, and I quote here, East India Company, Popular Front of India and the Indian Mujahideen also use India in their name. The statement also came at a time when the opposition parties have been amping up the heat on the ruling party to hold a debate over the Manipur ethnic violence in the parliament. Opposition parties are reportedly weighing the option of a no-confidence vote as an effective way to compel the government to initiate a discussion on the issue.
So many representatives are giving notices under 267 in Parliament. We are talking about Manipur, but the Prime Minister is talking about the East India Company.
Meanwhile, in Manipur, the police authorities have arrested one more person in relation to the tragic incident of sexual violence against women that surfaced a few days ago on social media. So far, a total of 7 accused have been taken into custody, including one minor. Amid simmering tensions in the northeastern region, people from several communities in Mizoram have stepped out to call for a halt to the rising tensions and violence against women in their neighboring state. Mizoram's chief minister and several ministers of the state, cutting across party lines, took part in a massive rally as well. Thousands joined their leaders in the peaceful protests, carrying placards and posters, to decry the ongoing violence. And Siddhant Sibal is now joining us with the very latest on what's happening here in New Delhi as far as this Manipur row is concerned in Parliament. And Siddhant, well, the opposition parties are reportedly weighing the option of a no-confidence vote as an effective way to compel the government to initiate a discussion on the Manipur issue. But clearly the numbers don't stand for them. This is just a pressure tactic. What is the opposition and what is the government saying on this? And will there be a discussion on Manipur or not?
Well, we know that the monsoon session is underway, and the big worry is, will it be a washout given the clashes between the opposition and the government? Now, we saw all throughout the day, while the opposition has been saying that they would like the Prime Minister to speak in the Parliament, the government, in fact, short while ago, the Indian Home Minister Amit Shah in the Lok Sabha said that he's written to the opposition and they're not shying away from any debate on Manipur. Now, when it comes to the no-confidence motion, yes, it's well known that the opposition does not have the number. The government is stable. It has the number. It is seen as a rhetoric, and it is part of what many would say that preparation for the upcoming general elections. The general elections are still months away. It happens next year in India. But essentially, both the government and the opposition are gearing up for that. We saw just a few weeks ago a combined opposition bloc coming up with the group called India, which of course the Indian Prime Minister has of course slammed, saying that even terrorist group like Indian Mujahideen and East India Company had India in its name. But as the back and forth continues, the big focus is the passage of the bill, and the government is focusing on the passage of the bill. In fact, it has put on the floor of the House many bills for passage, while the opposition is not relenting when it comes to the Manipur debate. They are saying they would like the Prime Minister to speak on the issue in the Parliament.
Right, Siddhant, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest on it. And as Siddhant was pointing out, will this session be a washout or not depends upon whether the opposition will break out of the protests and if there is actually a discussion on Manipur or not. Thanks for that.